Theseus Vasilius Tavros is a warrior cleric on a religious pilgrimage. His primary focus is to find an artifact that will help his home, the Minotaur city-state of Voskia, and the Order of the Maze that he represents as he traverses the world. In his order, he is called a navigator, a young adventurer who will find his place in the church and Voskian society through great deeds. Minotaurs are sometimes seen as primitive barbarians in Almora, but Theseus considers himself quite civilized. He enjoys solving problems, using logic in conflicts, and helping people navigate the labyrinth in acts of self-discovery. As he travels, he hopes that he can disprove the belief that all Minotaurs are evil and savage, and learn a thing or two along the way.
Barley Braun is a 3-foot-tall, 30-pound halfling rogue. He can easily be thrown. He is very self-serving and very individualistic, doesn't tend to get along well with others, but is so desperate for fun and entertainment in his own life that he is desperate for this kind of adventure. So he'll be interesting to play, I think.
Gaius Berzin is a human one-armed fighter who comes from the land of Hals. Years ago, he was a soldier in the Halsian army, until one day he comes home to his hometown of Ebenstone to find that his wife and children had been murdered in a raid from Valaris. He swore vengeance on those who killed his family, but in his rage, he loses his arm. He falls on hard times and hard drinks for a few years, but eventually he comes to realize that life is still worth living, and swears to live life to the fullest until he can meet his family again in the next life.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine, and I am playing Vita Teidai, pronouns they, them, a lizard folk wild magic sorcerer. They come from a community where there has not been a wild magic user in quite some time, so their magic is pretty out of control, and when they decided maybe they wanted to go see the world, their village was very excited about it. So now, Vita's just out roaming around trying to get their magic under control. And that's when they meet up with this party.
My name is Robbie, and I play Red in the Almora RPG campaign, along with his faithful companion and sidekick, Herschel. Red is a shifter ranger who grew up in Perea in a tiny little town called Aramor. One day, his entire town was destroyed. When he was 5, he eventually made his way to Nagual over near the coast. Some of his personality is that because he's been, just out hunting for a good portion of his life, he doesn't have the best social skills. He gets his stuff done. He's pretty quiet, but also determined and very methodical about getting it done, and super reliable about getting it done. He's gonna see it through. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks.
So I play Rhythm, a tabaxi druid. I grew up in a little town called Hazeldrum, which is on the border between Perea and Halls. I grew up there with my adoptive mother, a human woman who found me wandering in the forests when I was about a year old. She died a few years back, and I found out pretty darn quick that without her protection, I was not welcome in Hazeldrum anymore. So I've been wandering. I ran into some druids who taught me druidic magics and helped me harness some powers that I've had pretty much my entire life. But I've been sticking to the outskirts, avoiding towns and villages. But I ran into this Minotaur a little while ago named Theseus, who has been, making me wonder if I should give towns a second chance. So now he and I are trying to figure out what to make of life as two kind of strange creatures in this weird world. But that's me. That's Rhythm.
Theseus was...
And that's how I defeated a goblin horde.
Huh. It's pretty cool, actually. I Uh,
Hello,
I
nerd.
watched. I've been studying for the AICP certification exam, and I leave stuff on in the background to help me focus because I'm ADHD as fuck.
The
And
American Insane Clown Posse?
yeah, the American Insane Clown Posse. I've
Gotcha.
been. I really want to get into that group.
I
So,
feel you.
the thing is too is once you get American Insane Clown Posse certification, you can go on to get International Insane Clown Posse, but you have to work your way up through the chapters.
Nice.
So, super,
Oh no,
super into that. Um,
the most niche of pyramid schemes.
I'd hesitate to calling it a pyramid scheme gives them the ability to structure something in a way that I do not think they're capable of.
Oh, so don't give them
No,
that much
here's the
credit.
thing: Juggalos hate Nazis. They're good people, but they are fucking chaotic as all get out. I don't think they could put
Oh
together a
yeah,
pyramid.
no shade
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
posse. I know they're
I just don't
decent.
think I don't think they could focus long enough to put together a pyramid. Is all I'm saying.
Fair. Okay.
Good people, just chaotic. So, like us.
Good chaos, just people.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
But Survivor Man, you guys remember Les Stroud? He was on
Yeah.
Discovery Channel for a while.
Yeah.
He's basically the less cringy Bear Grylls. He's very just no nonsense as opposed to Bear Grylls being very dramatic.
Gonna drink my own piss.
Yeah. What's funny
Drama.
is Les Stroud in the episode I'm getting ready to tell you about made a joke about. He's like, "Oh, I might have to drink my own urine if I don't find water soon," and then looked at the camera real fucking pointedly, like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Very Jim
Yeah,
Halpert.
get the fuck out of here, Bear. Anyway, yeah. See, Allie gets it. Good people, just not organizers. So anyway, there was a thing there was a part in that because the situation for him was that he was in a basically if you get stranded in 4 feet of snow or something like that, how to survive until someone finds you or until you can find civilization. This motherfucker on day 4 goes and gets some wood. He takes a beer can, siphons gas into the beer can, and uses jumper cables to light the fucking thing on fire. It's the weirdest, smartest shit I've ever seen. I was sitting there trying to study, and I looked up, and he's like, "Yeah, I was gonna take this. I'm gonna put the sparks inside the can with the tinder around it." And I'm like, you're gonna blow up the fucking car, my dude." He did. He started a fire. It worked. It shouldn't have, but it worked.
Well, he has a crew
No.
with him, right? No, this is the guy who actually films
carries
it.
60 pounds of camera gear with him while he's surviving.
I'm sorry. I call shenanigans on that. There's no fucking way.
He has a GPS signal so that if he's like in a bad situation, he can signal to get pulled out. But you can see he'll show himself setting everything up where the cameras and shit are. He makes it harder on himself on purpose because he wants to teach people stuff.
So this is what we're doing in Cosna tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So.
A little bit, yeah. We got to get out to the desert and then out to the village. So, there's some survival.
Actually, were you guys using COG to get there?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, because wasn't Rhythm's whole deal still on the same continent? Or did I miss?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
That's right. And COG was north of where you guys were. So I need to figure out how much travel time that is.
Or were we doing it the opposite because polymorph?
Oh yeah, also polymorph. But oh god.
Oh, there you go. Allie just said so. She's flying since Giant Eagle.
And also polymorph only lasts so long, and if you guys crash over the ocean, it's not going to be great.
You read my mind.
I can swim.
I can't swim.
Vita
Happy
can
birthday, Raven.
Gator swim a little, but they are a desert critter.
Yeah. All right, bear with me a second. Let's see. The calendar is loading. We ended on. Well, it would have been Ame the 1st, is when you guys actually set out. So let's see.
I won't see.
Going from the north of the Korean continent down to Cosna.
Should I put a
with COG?
Should I put a bigger map up in the stream?
I would just put. Do you have the cause and the detail map?
Yeah. You want that one?
I would put that. Yeah, I'd put that one up. But that is a long way because that's going to be 5 days. We're looking at about 15 days of travel here.
Even with Cog?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's just a straight shot. If there's storms and stuff, you're getting knocked all over the place there.
Your mom's getting knocked all over the place.
Not yet.
That's good.
You guys will actually be arriving on the spring equinox.
Ooh.
Is there a party?
That's up to Vita to describe if there is or not.
God,
Typically.
I was not prepared for quarter of the year Okay. What's the spring equinox? Where are we landing? Because a lot of these celebrations are entirely dependent on what like the growing season is.
Well, Cog can take you directly to the island of Bay,
Sweet.
basically.
Okay.
And let you guys use one of the smaller boats to get to the island itself. So, I mean, it's up to you whether or not you want. Vey is largely your creation,
Right.
and I'll fill in whatever blanks I need to, but...
Okay, I forgot that it was on an island. This actually makes it so much more interesting, because Vita is technically breaking a couple of essential rules of the community, but it's Vita, so hello, obviously. Yeah, so typically when we do need supplies within this community, they will ship out to a different spot on the peninsula. Like, they won't immediately display where the village is. So there will be at a different trading post. They try to disguise their travel back to the island. So I think Vita, to an extent, is going to protect that information to an extent. Vita will kind of do the equivalent of, all right, drop me off at this block, I'll walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
With Cog.
Okay.
And itchy nose.
So basically, stop in the ocean, and Vita's going to row the rest of the way in.
Yeah, basically they're going to stop off at like one of the bigger clusters of islands.
Okay.
And then they'll wend their way into the specific island that is their home.
Okay.
But like, if it gets hairy, Vita doesn't have a problem with just being like, "All right, come on. Like, if we need Cog's help, we'll call him in." But yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's fairly reasonable. There's, I mean, not a ton of stormage out here anyway, so yeah, we'll say that basically that takes you most of the day that you actually arrive, though. So you would show up in the evening. Mm-hmm. Put a little dinghy kind of on the coast and tie it to some rocks or something.
Yeah.
Red and the new and improved Herschel, I'm assuming, are going with you, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Are we allowed to see this place?
Well, Vita is bringing guests, and Vita is also a little concerned about safety of village, so it's fine. It is probably for the best that Vita is not bringing whole party to islands.
Gotcha.
They are squirrely, but they're very kind people. This coming from Vita. Vita understands the irony of this, but yes.
Now, Red, did you say that your passive perception went up to 19 after this transition?
Yes. My passive perception is 19. Passive investigation is 20.
That's dope.
What's your passive perception, Vita?
Oh, hang on. I'm not prepared. D&D Beyond, please sponsor us, because that's where my character sheet is.
Yes, please sponsor us.
Loading up. Yes, please move at a glacial pace. You know how it thrills me.
One day we'll make enough money to buy you a new computer.
Listen, it's still working for the time being, and I don't really do anything super intense. There we
Honestly,
go.
if we could get up to like $1,000 or actually less than that, we could get you a decent iPad and it'll run D&D Beyond. Well, you got to run Skype too, though. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Eh.
Normally. Okay, here we go. Viewing. The character of Vita Teidai. Can you please load? For love of God. I believe in you, but good God. Now, if I had been a little bit more prepared, this would be up already, but
It's all good. It's been a while. Things have been hectic. So to anyone who, no one does, but to anyone who follows our channel, or to anyone who is watching this in the future, and is like, why the fuck was there like a 2-week dip? Just everything's been crazy. Like I said earlier, I'm studying for an exam that's really kicking my ass. Sarah is in the process of moving. Dana had, I think, an exam last week because she's in college right now. She's going back to college, I think.
good
She's
for her.
working on a social work degree. It's been 2 weeks, Rob, since we missed a week, which means it's been 2 weeks. We didn't do. We did well, Almora. We did.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last actual stream that we did. So, anyway.
All right. My passive perception is 15.
Okay, yeah. So Red would be the one who notices. You guys are walking through a relatively arid landscape, even though there's ocean visible almost on 3 sides. I mean, you guys are kind of on the northeastern tip of the island. You can see the island is relatively narrow, but long. And from where you guys are at, you can see ocean on both sides. Red, out of the corner of his eye, notices a tall, wiry build lizard folk, just kind of standing with a bow in their hand, watching you guys walk.
Mm.
Vita sneezes and fire happens.
Okay.
I stay trained on the lizard folk with a bow.
Okay.
Does Vita notice that Red is clocking something, or are they just...
Roll perception.
Okay.
Just to see how... There's a lot going on. This is the first time in a long time you set foot on this island, so...
This is true, yeah. So they're, like, trying to get their bearings and all of that. They're
also
there's
a lot of feelings?
Huh?
A lot of feelings involved, too?
Yeah, definitely. There's a little tension. Oh, dear me. What is... Oh, no. Wait, hang on. My perception... I got an 8.
Okay. So, you are very distracted.
What else is new?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vita thinks we are very close to village, but it has been a while. That tree is very different last time Vita remembers it, or it is a different marker tree. Vita does not remember. It has been a while.
The person watching, the lizard folk watching you guys sort of like will periodically vanish out of sight, and Red, you'll notice they pop up in a different place, you know, here and there as needed. What the fuck is happening? That GIF is only showing half of itself for the subscription.
Oh, I don't...
It was showing up behind the layer.
Where? On the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not watching the stream, so I have no idea.
It's fine. When you subscribed, that terrifying Bugs Bunny sit down GIF showed up, but it showed up behind the layer for some reason.
It
Rob?
shouldn't, because it's on top.
Robert?
What is Robert doing?
He's the one who set it
Oh,
all
there
up.
it goes. And it's still, only half. I see it now. Rob,
I don't know.
what the hell, bro? I have it centered on the front.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. This is all Rob's fault. Anyway, so yeah, this lizard folk is basically kind of disappearing and popping up, keeping an eye on you guys. Red, fully aware. Vita just honed in on the path.
Can I roll to see if I can figure out if this is a environmental thing or a magical thing?
Yeah, roll Arcana.
All right, sweet. Figure out.
You're still not going to tell Vita? You're not going to say anything?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on first. It's only a 13.
Seems like a real person.
Well, I'm talking about more so the disappearing and reappear, like the act of like, how am I losing him?
Them.
Yeah, how am I losing them?
Vita.
They're just ducking into the natural landscape, like very expertly.
I'm gonna go
Vita,
up behind Vita, and I'm gonna poke the scale on their shoulder, and go. Who's the lizard folk with the bow over there?
Wait. What do they look like? Do they look like Vita?
They're very very skinny, much skinnier.
Yes, similar to Vita.
Okay. Yes.
Can we not do this right now? We're going to do this right now. Okay.
Wait. Okay. In what direction does Red see? In what direction does Red see this lizard?
I don't know, DM.
No, he can point them out basically. Like,
All right.
it depends on how subtly. Like, do you just want to there, or are you trying to?
No,
like...
I'm not going to. I'm not going to just go over there. The rapscallion is there.
So describe to me basically how you're relaying.
Basically,
location to Vita then.
basically, I'm gonna pull up alongside them, and like, when Vita asks where are they, I'm going to kind of bump Vita's hand in the direction of where they are.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
All right. Ooh, 23.
Okay,
Nice.
there. I mean, like as soon as you feel the bump, your brain tracks on to where, someone you recognize as Bobby stands.
Yeah. This is one of Vita's
Oh shit,
parents.
Bobby Newport's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of Vita's parents is Bobby Newport.
Oh shit, this makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, so Vita clocks it and pulls out a little blow dart with a very special dart in it, pulls it in, loads it up, shoots it out, and it's a signal dart, so it makes a very bright, natural sound, kind of like the sound of grass between your hands. You make that weird little whistle, but it's basically a non-verbal cue that, like, oh, this is a village member.
I can do this.
He's gonna give his lip a paper cut. Watch.
I already gave myself a paper cut earlier.
Not
today.
on your lip.
I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do this. It was the most annoying thing I did in school.
You gotta work on your embouchure, man.
Well, it's also paper size, I think. Because I used to tear shit in half and do it.
He's really just trying to. He can't believe that he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I guess not. All right, fuck it. But yeah, that.
Yeah.
I used to be very annoying. I mean, I still am, but in that way.
I was supposed to say, what changed, Brian?
Yeah, no, in that way specifically. Anyway, so yeah, they kind of knew it was you. Obviously, they could tell, but they recognize, okay, I've been seen, and they start to make their way down. They're 150, maybe 175 feet away, so it takes them a second as they approach. They're not saying anything, and they've got eye contact the whole time.
Vita is probably going to get lecture about how long it took for Vita to notice. Ugh, it did take Vita a while.
Red is going to
Eventually,
stay silent because he doesn't know
Mm.
anything about this culture and doesn't want to pull a Bobby Newport and regret saying something.
when has Bobby ever regretted saying
Well,
anything?
hang
Yeah, I
on,
was about
not
to say.
regret saying something, but start some shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does do that a lot. Yeah, that is kind of his thing. All right, so yeah, eventually he or the lizard folk comes up, not Bobby Newport. The lizard folk comes up, gets 10 feet away, kind of puts down the bow a little bit on the ground. It's a relatively tall bow. They look at Vita, then at Red, then at Vita.
Hello, Bobby. And Vita walks towards them and tentatively, gets close for a hug.
They awkwardly, I mean, very reservedly, give a pat, but still look at Red.
Okay.
Red
Oh,
Red does
pardon.
not. This may be the wrong thing to do, but Red does not break gaze. Like he continues to stare, like he's not taking his eyes off.
Where are Vita's manners? Pardon. Bobby, this is Vita's party mate, Red. Red, this is Sasha Teidai, Vita's parent, or one of them.
Wait, Sasha or Bobby?
Bobby is is a parental title term. Bobby and Mamu, you will usually see this term. Yes.
Okay.
It's a title like father or mother, but we don't have those because gender is pointless.
Red is
So-
just going to nod his head. He's not going to attempt to say anything greeting wise. He's very, very aware of his ignorance of this culture.
Sasha looks at Vita and says, in no way like trying to hide this from Red, Vita has brought guests.
Vita has brought guests, but Vita also has very important story to share.
Vita has brought guests to village.
Yes,
Guest is necessary for story?
yes.
Vita should work on surroundings, and they'll start walking toward. They'll start walking toward the village.
See?
Red's gonna go under his breath and go, I've been trying to work on that. I don't know if I need to roll to see if he hears that or not, but they. Sorry, it's to see if they hear it or not.
It's all they in this village.
This whole night is they.
Once again, just like the character working on it. Just like the character working on it. I don't know if you want me to roll to see if they hear it or not, or if we just don't care.
Are you trying to let them hear it, or are you trying to be?
I'm just kind of saying it under my breath, like.
And it would just be a perception check on their part. Then nat 20, they have to.
Well, there you go.
They don't acknowledge.
Okay.
It, they are very straight to the point, businessy kind of just.
Yeah.
Red, you would, as being a ranger, also be able to kind of recognize some of the hallmarks. The reason this person is able to, or this lizard folk is able to kind of vanish into the landscape. This is their favorite terrain as also a ranger.
Gotcha.
So
also for like a vibe check on their character, think about a non-binary Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So Captain Holt.
Yeah. Ha! Yes. Yeah. So think Captain Holt, but the parent of a crazy ADHD child like Vita.
So he's just Jake's parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's his actual dad. Yeah, exactly.
Vita Peralta.
I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Once again, not saying that like, yay, cops. Just it's a good show.
Yeah.
No, it's a good show and they call shit out.
Yeah. I always do feel cringy because it is. I typically don't like Andy Samberg's stuff, it's usually just like, okay, whatever, it's penises and stuff. But like, he does an incredible job in the show. I think he really found his element here, and it's great writing. It's just cops. I hate it.
The last season, I don't want
Yeah,
to give
please don't.
spoilers to
Please
anybody,
don't.
but I will say they addressed some really important shit in the
That's
most
good.
recent series, and I think they ended it on a note that I found very self-aware for a show
That's
about
good.
cops. So I highly encourage you to at least check
Yeah, I don't
out
know
that
if I've
last
gotten
season.
that far. I think I caught up to where they were and then never watched the most recent stuff. So anyway,
I understand.
so
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but I'm gonna be making a lot of like character references here, so we can paint a lizard folk word
Yeah.
picture of what's going on.
So as you guys walk, you go maybe half a mile before you start to see um, a rough, sheer cliff face, some elevation popping up on the sides, that kind of thing. Um, Another half a mile to 3/4 of a mile. Like it's a long walk. It continues to grow as you guys get closer, and you notice that the village of Vey is nestled sort of in this almost like sphinx-like arm of rock formations with the primary structures. You start to see holes in the rocks themselves, um, with some outcropping things here and there where people obviously have put up shelters outside of that. But um, uh, the entire time, Sasha has said nothing. They are just
So
walking.
very much like
So
a Petra or a cave people kind of thing.
yes,
Gotcha. Okay.
Very much, very much.
um, you guys, after maybe about 2 miles of walking, actually start to see other villagers on the outskirts of the village. Um, there's some folks who look up, see Vita, and have an obvious old gaffer look on their face, like, ugh. And there's some who are like, oh hey, there's some nice greeting kind of
I
things.
Yes, Vita did not explode.
I've been dropping no eaves, sir.
Who knew?
um, they, I mean, it's a general. I mean, imagine almost desert shirey feel where like there's a lot of communal work going on. There are people who are active working together, but there's a lot of character in every single face you see. Although they all generated kind of in a way from each other, you see the similarities. It's very easy to find personality just in the way that they're looking and acting, and um, so it's an interesting thing seeing such biological similarity being displayed in so many different personality traits. So, and
they're different. They're definitely different morphs of lizards. So you'll see ocean iguana, you'll see whiptail lizard, you'll see bearded dragon, you'll see gecko, Gila monster. Like you'll see different types of lizards, but they're founding, think like Sleepy Hollow level founding families that have not
yeah,
changed all that much because they can't. Parthenogenesis. Um, but yeah, also like periodically you'll see these hordes of little lizards kind of surfing along surfaces. Gravity is an option for the really little ones because they can still gecko around. It's kind of a safety thing. Once they get bigger, it's harder for them to cling to rocks. You have
They
to
lose
actually
their
get a feel for it. But
sticky.
little baby, they lose their sticky once they're too big. So, you sometimes see parents trying to herd tiny hordes of children, and some of them are clinging to the ceiling and refusing to get down, and others such shenanigans.
um, eventually, you guys do make it to Vita, your home, and I don't know if we decided are is your family a resident of the primary cliff face, or do they have their own sort of outcropping, or
They because I would say they're a little more peripheral,
okay,
just because Sasha probably needs to have access to the outside and is part of the perimeter defense
makes
unit.
sense. Um,
also like yeah.
Makes sense. So you guys do find Vita's home, and Sasha opens what I'm assuming is basically a cloth type door, um,
Yeah.
for Vita, and stops Red almost, not like in a mean way, but just kind of as a
Yeah.
please be mindful, you are outsider kind of way, like not rude, but definitely not kind either.
Do I take
So
do I
Bobby,
do I
be nice
take
to
this
Fred.
as I'm still entering, or do I just wait outside?
no, it's still entering. It's just a this is my home. I'm letting you in. Don't fuck around kind of vibe.
Very quiet
Yeah.
flex.
Okay.
But Vita says without even looking, Bobby, be nice to Fred.
And they basically usher you inside. Inside, there is a more stocky lizard folk. As Vita said, or as Christine said, that there are different kinds. This lizard folk has more of like a bearded dragon build um, than Sasha does. They immediately turn around and see Vita and let out like a squeal, give them a hug. Um,
Hello, Mamu.
this is Vita's Mamu, or I mean, you can carry that.
Oh, pardon, Mamu. Vita brought friends. Please don't be angry. Please don't be angry. Vita brought friends. They are very important. We they've been very helpful in Vita getting self together. Uh, Red, this is Vita's Mamu Ari Te Idai.
He
Ari
nods his head once again.
Ari looks at Red and says, they say, well, if his friend of Vita, fine, but Vita, it is important. Does Red know of Vita's childhood?
Red knows.
Okay. Red, did Vita tell you about the sneezy blasts?
No, not that part. Oh gods.
If
Oh, it starts.
I can-
It starts
Red
now.
is
I can.
Where is knife? Vita kills knife now. Vita just needs knife straight to throat.
if Red is having to camp with Vita, Red should know about sneezy blast.
I've seen them. I've seen them
when-
once or twice.
Vita, when was child, when nesting at night, sometimes sneeze would happen, and all of Vita's siblings would go fly on the wall.
This is
The ones that could stick thought it was fun, but once you can't anymore, it's less fun for them.
One time. It happens one time, Red, and now Vita never lives it down. Never. Never.
I'm gonna look back at Vita's Mamu and just go. That's why I sleep tied to a stake.
I like this Red. Sorry. Ari likes this Red. I have to practice your linguistic patterns. Ari likes this Red.
I'm not
No,
sorry.
I'm for it. That's just with everything that's been going on, I have not been able to practice, and I feel like I'm not doing your
It's
work
okay.
justice. But for the purpose of story, we're getting there. Yeah. So Ari's like Ari likes this Red. Red can stay. Red. What does a Red eat?
Oh, pardon. Red does not eat the meat. Red prefers vegetables, grains, that sort of thing.
He
Correct,
just
Red?
nods.
Yes.
Ari can work with this.
Thank you, Mamu.
They go back to work and kind of go along. Hearing the joking going on, Vita is immediately swarmed by lizard folk of varying sizes. There are tiny little gecko type children, half-grown lizard folk. I think one of them is closer to adulthood at this point, right?
Yeah.
But Vita's the oldest, right? Or are you middle? Okay. Vita.
Yes. No, Vita is very much the oldest. It's like, think of it like the college sibling that's come back for the holidays kind of
Yeah.
energy.
So Vita's getting swarmed.
Oh God! Oh, eyes! eyes! Watch Vita's eyes! There's several feet in Vita's eyes. Why? Alexis! Oh, stop
Red's
with the
gonna
leg.
sit there and
Stop.
think to himself, "Where's Gaius with the picture machine when you need it?"
While Vita is being swarmed, Sasha is going to step up to Red and give probably the closest thing he typically gives of approval, given that you're not like you're being a good sport about all of this stuff, and say, so Red is Ranger.
Yes.
Good to have. Glad to be watching over Vita.
If Vita is not suffocated by siblings, Vita will show scrapbook of adventures. Oh God, Vita
Red
is
is
dying.
just standing over in the corner, waiting.
Yeah, Sasha. Basically, there are places to sit. There are places where the younger kids sit that don't seem like normal places to sit, but for the older folks, there are normal kind of like rock stone chairs and some dried wood furniture type stuff. Whatever, I mean, basically you can make out of a desert environment. That's what they've worked with here. And so Sasha basically encourages you to sit in a relatively nice looking piece of furniture, and they kind of stay directed at you, and they're like, "So Vita said that there is something to talk about. Can Red give Sasha any insight? Is everything okay?"
I can tell you that it's not okay. I cannot tell you why it is not okay because I don't understand enough of why it is not okay. I take
Okay.
Vita at their word that it is not okay.
Sit down.
Wait, what?
Sit down.
Well, because we know that the stuff is going on here, and I don't.
Oh,
Red, the character, doesn't know enough about Cosna to really be like, hey, here's everything that's wrong. Here's what's going on. Here's the, I don't. Red doesn't know the intricacies of that. Red knows enough that something
right.
is wrong, but he's taking Vita at their word that it's a big, big deal.
Okay, so Vita disengages from the roiling pile, starts like cooshing and sticking different smaller children up onto different parts of the wall, and is like still holding a couple. One or two are on their leg, dragging as they're coming forward. And Vita says, "How long has it been since we've been on this adventure, specifically?"
Oh shit! Hang on.
It's been about a year of.
Give me just a second. I have the exact date.
Okay. Keen mind.
Kaze the 5th
Um,
was when you guys met, and let's get to the calendar. Ame, Octus, Cain, Solus, Koge, Sinus. So you are 6 months in. You're 7 months into this, basically.
Okay. 7 months ago, Vita connected with Red and several others over very, very crazy dream that's ended up being part of a plot that Vita and friends are still learning about. But so, short story, Vita is on big adventure, and Vita suspects there is something connecting Cosna to this because every continent Vita has been on, this plot has continued to expand and show roots. And it all seems connected. It's all very weird. Vita feels like Vita is wearing tinfoil hat, pardon. But
Red's gonna lean
yeah.
over and say to Sasha, like, apparently, you guys all run by a crime syndicate, and apparently they have competition now. Do you know anything about this?
The village of Vey stays out of the affairs of Kasna.
I
This is Point
I
of Village.
fear that that may no longer be an option, maybe? That this is going to pull everything.
Babu, yeah. Bobby, Mamu, there are a group of devils that are attempting a great machination on a global scale. And Vita has, for the past 7 months, with this group of people that that Red and Vita are part of, have been attempting to unravel what is happening and stop it. But there are so many continents and there's only so much of Vita and party. So Vita became worried.
Ari is going to put down what they're doing, dust their hands off a little bit, and come to sort of stand beside Sasha, and they are going to look at all the children and say, Ari understands the importance of taking care of those who need it. But Vita must understand this is who needs it from us. And they're looking at the family, basically.
Mm-hmm.
If Vita feels compelled to follow this path, Vita, of course, has our blessing, but Vey is special. Vey is separate. We will protect Vey. You can protect Kasna. Sorry, Vita can protect Kasna.
Vita understands. Vita only came, definitely broke rules, Vita knows. Vita came to warn Vey that the protection of Vey and the separation may be challenged. And Vita has found that it is better to go ahead and warn folk so they can at least be looking for something and have a better awareness than if they were ignorant of potential danger. Vita will not bring the fight to Vey. Vita does intend to go further into Kosno and see what is going on and what is happening, but Vita wanted to stop here first.
Vita, this is Ari speaking. Vita Vita says that there are criminals?
This is the problem. Vita is aware of a plot. Vita does not know how each plot will manifest in each country. Vita does not need to go into this now with all tiny ones here. Vita kind of stops what they're doing because they don't want to get too much into the weeds with the little ones and scare them. So Vita cuts the initial conversation short and just visits, but wants to have a proper this is what's been happening play by play later when
Right.
minds that don't need to be burdened by this are asleep.
Ari's going to still, get the drift, but say there have not been criminals only, and Sasha will look up at Ari pretty quickly, and Ari will respond in kind and say, Vita travels with people who know how to take care of these kinds of problems. Perhaps
Sorry.
Vita should know. And Sasha begrudgingly kind of turns and looks and gives the kids a look, and they all kind of scatter, go outside, playing, scream, like how kids are as soon as you let them out, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. They look at Red and Vita, and they say, There has been something in one of the temple caves. Not criminal, just sneaky.
Vita has sudden curiosity.
It's
Will it be probably?
it has injured several rangers. No one is dead yet, but it is a problem. But no criminals. This is just sometimes these things happen.
Has anyone from community heard any outside world gossip? Vita knows that comes in from the gnomes sometimes. Any big gossip there?
Well, trade has
Vita wants to. Yeah.
diminished. Less people coming from Kasna. Little bit that we hear, that Vey hears. Tight-lipped.
Interesting. Well, Vita wants to at first look at this temple cave problem. However, Vita is concerned about reception of lovely friend Red in sacred space without perhaps proper introductions. Vita does not want to upset anyone. Vita has a habit of doing that and is working on it. So Vita would like to request help in getting permissions for friend Red to enter special areas.
Sasha kind of sits for a minute and says, Sasha is more concerned about Vita's presence.
Why?
This is a temple that Vita has not yet seen. It is hidden. And an ancestor of mine left something there. Also, apparently we have an echo. This is Skype.
Boo!
Yeah. Nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, we may just have to wait a second.
Okay. Vita knows exactly who they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's deciding they're not going to confront their family just as they get home. They're going to have this talk, but
The talk.
But they say there is ancestor of Sasha that left items that village thought was better left alone.
Huh. Interesting. What is the name of this ancestor? Bobby?
It's this was years ago. Probably don't remember. Just was told not to. I mean, it's a very uncomfortable stuttering kind of thing.
So they are fully lying. All right,
Yeah.
Vita takes the pressure off them.
Yeah.
Very well. Vita hopes that Mamu and Bobby will see that Vita has grown from in the year that Vita has left. Vita has grown. Vita still sometimes turns into sheep and then gets crystal cocoon, and then sometimes gravity does not work properly, but it doesn't happen near as often. And Vita feels more steady in themselves. So Vita is ready to take on anything.
Let Sasha think of the best path forward.
Understood.
Ari is going to sort of in that with Ari being the more maternal of the two, in the way that maternal figures have that let's just start moving and doing things to relieve the tension in the room, immediately goes back to trying to prepare dinner.
Yeah.
They encourage you to rest. You can spend time with the kids. I don't know if you would like to introduce the kids to Red, Hamlet is laying on the sheet that I printed out, so this is 100% your show now.
I got it. So Vita lets that moment go, but is fully intending on holding them accountable. They're just not going to make them lose face in front of their friend.
Sure.
They don't want to have this drama in front of Red.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, Vita grabs this massive tome full of bits and pieces and and basically an account of their trip so far, and hollers out to all of their siblings to come back inside. Vita has story time, and as they start trooping in, Vita is pointing at different entrances, and they are all over the map. They're from the ceiling, they're from underground. One of them was under a table somehow, and they list off, okay, this is Toph, this is Esha, this is Lexi, this is Oren, this is Corey, this is Masha and Asher. These are twins. Twins! Hoorays! This is Juliet. No, wait. I think I wrote something else. This is a different list. Oh, wait. Kai, Zia, and this is Tiny Avi. And they palm the head of little Avi, much like Vita does with Barley on a regular basis, and basically puts them just fully sack a potato on over one of their shoulders, and they start reading from their book, and it asks Red to interject monosyllabically every once in a while about like the kid friendly version of basically the whole adventure so far.
Okay. Any highlights specifically you want to tell the kids about?
Oh,
Red doesn't
God.
do kid friendly
there's
so
so
much,
much.
but
That's why it's monosyllabic. Like, oh God. And Vita destroyed whole Legion again.
Fair enough.
Just basically, they love the explosion stuff.
Yeah.
They have the most interesting sibling.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
That is
They are eating this up. They are,
Yeah.
more wide-eyed than usual for lizard folk. Just whoa the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the evening passes, food is served. Red, you are served basically this like leafy broth that almost looks like tea until you take a sip of it and realize it's spicy as fuck. Like, it is basically, I mean, not ghost pepper level, but like for someone who's been eating road food and ship food and
so
stuff
can
for
I
the
roll a
last
survival
months.
check?
Yeah, go for it. Or just Constitution.
Damn
check.
it. Okay, fine. Damn, that's not good.
Yeah.
Survival I get advantage on. Constitution I get a 7.
Yes.
Oh no.
So you start to take a sip of this, and Mamu is really like excited to give this vegetarian broth to a guest.
Hang on, can I do the face? Can I do the... Yeah, yeah. Red is going to just turn to Vita and kind of give Vita eyebrows, like do something. Red's not going to say anything because doesn't know what passes and what doesn't here, but do something, basically. Hang on, I can hear you. Why? talk again, Vita. Talk to me, Vita. What? Hang on. Why? Yeah, it really is just fucking fighting everything. What the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Nope. You're not
Damn it.
gonna do anything yet.
Skype, there's less people. Why are you having
That
a
should
hard
be
time?
Vita back. Talk to me, Brian.
Oh.
Not you yet. Hang on.
Oh no.
Brian, talk to me.
I scared Hamlet.
All right, Brian should be back now. I don't know. Yeah, like I had to.
He drooled on this paper.
Sorry, I had to reboot. Well, not reboot, but I had to like reset your stuff in OBS. Like I didn't do anything except like select you again, and now it's like, hey, it's all right. We're good now. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's just really weird.
But yeah.
Anyway, so the recap of what you guys missed. Red is eating very spicy food. Vita is doing their best to try and get Mamu to not put the spiciest element of the food into the next serving of the broth.
It's like this gnarled, horrible looking pepper that's like this very bright red that like Vita's like, no, not so much of this. Mamu has always been so enthusiastic with this pepper. Vita does not know why.
Mamu looks at Vita very confused, like, Vita, that is the best part. Our guest, the guest deserves the. This is
true. This is excellent pepper, and Vita is very excited to taste it again. But a little goes a long way for the non-lizard type.
But they should have more. They are guests. They are.
Please trust Vita. Please trust Vita. Have some. Share some, just like tiny nip of this pepper.
Mamu is worried Vita lost manners and has not been giving any guests maybe what they should be getting. Vita should be generous with guests. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, God. But Vita has been with guests much longer than Mamu has, so Vita knows their preferences. And this is a persuasion? What? Okay, that's not absolute trash. Here we go.
Yeah, as a sorcerer, it should be okay.
It's a 2! I got it, 2!
So Mamu basically lightly
me.
slaps Vita's hand aside very politely. He's like, let Mamu treat guests. It's been a long time. And hands Red
is going to
twice as
look
spicy.
at Vita once again with giant eyes, and is going to have to take a sip, I guess, because fuck me.
Roll another Constitution check.
Oh, that's not bad. That one's actually a 21.
Okay, so
it's so fucking hot I'm numb.
Like that initial shock.
Yeah, I was about to say the
Fair
endorphins
enough.
have kicked in. You have a proper capsaicin high. You're maybe seeing extra colors right now because it's kind of the tripping pepper.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, but admittedly as a result of it, the broth is really good when you get past the initial shock. Like, you're sitting there like, God, this is gonna fucking kill me. Take a sip and you're like, you know what though? It's pretty good. Like, so it's a lot more enjoyable for the second bowl at least.
Baby sibling is still kind of sack of potatoes over that one shoulder, and Vita's having the conversation and everything and just kind of feeding little Abby. And think like the chubbiest, softest looking lizard with the biggest eyes, like little nubbins for limbs, and they're only just able to start like scrabbling up the walls. And sometimes they maybe kind of plop down a little bit, but the baby fat's so big that they just bounce.
Are any of them staring at me while I'm dying of spice overload?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to
They're giving you like that.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy and alter my eyes to be more lizard folk. while they're staring at me and stare back with them with basically the same eyes. So kind of like a, just like what you looking at and look at them with the same eyes. So yeah,
They are undeterred. They're full creepy twin.
nice.
Full creepy twin. They don't blink for a while, and Vita finally is just like, blink! Blink! Stop flexing! Yeah, and it's just
Nice.
interactions like that. Just, it is loud, it is boisterous. The table does almost get upset at one point, and Sasha has to, like, settle it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And Red, you'll notice that there is a rhythm, a routine, a familiarity to this chaos that Mamu and Bobby kind of just.
Is it kind of
They
like
are
one of those musical
literally
theater
chaos
montages
surfers
where
with
like
these
shit's
children.
going down and things are falling and they're just kind of fucking like dancing through the whole thing and nothing bad ever fucking
Catching
happens?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, like just they always know where to be
Yeah.
to kind of keep disaster from taking place. So, um, so yeah, it's a relatively small place to live, uh, because the children all nest. You don't need a ton of room for that, but Sasha does kind of like clear out a small area, and is like says to Red, he goes, uh, "This is small room, but is private.
Red's just going to nod and say thank you.
Really is enough for Red."
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do, but that's what he's doing.
Vita.
Vita gives a thumbs up to Red periodically, like a very quiet, nonverbal, you good? You good?
Red's just gonna keep with the eyebrows. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing great!
It's probably a very good thing.
Oh no,
Barley
is not allowed near Vita's siblings. This is no, sorry Barley.
Fair enough.
No. They do not need to be armed with any more information. Vita's bad enough.
That's fair. All right, let's take a quick early break because I need to use the restroom, and we can jump into, I'm assuming, a conversation that Vita would like to have.
Well then, everyone, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey everybody, it's me, your DM for Almora RPG, Brian. We're taking a break right now. Some of us are probably going to use the bathroom, get a snack. Sarah's probably having a mental breakdown. I want to take this moment to make sure that we remind you to hit the follow button if you haven't already. If you'd like to continue seeing us play Dungeons & Dragons in my homebrew world. Monday nights at 7 p.m. we're playing Dungeons & Dragons in Almora. That's a homebrew world. It's 100% created by me for this group of people. On Friday nights we get together and just talk about stuff. It's a disaster usually. It's worth watching. It's one of those kind of train wreck situations. You really want to tune in for that. That starts at 8 p.m. on Friday nights. In upcoming Wednesdays, or maybe by the time you're seeing this video, it will have already started. Robbie is going to be hosting his own sessions in Almora, which is a Guy Fieri-based homebrew world that he's been working on. Also, probably a disaster. Totally worth watching. And then here and there, we'll play video games just as we have time. Take a moment to hit subscribe, especially if you have Prime. You can do a Prime subscription. It doesn't cost you anything, and we get supported that way. We also have a link tree in our thing down here. We've got YouTube if you want to catch up on the old episodes. We have Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. We also have Buy Me a Coffee if you don't want to do a subscription on Twitch. I think it's $3. It just sends us a little bit of support. And what we're trying to use that for is to help grow the channel. Allie is someone who does most of our social media and a lot of our other behind-the-scenes work, and we're trying to work together as a group to bring in enough money to get her a better computer, because hers is
it's doing pretty poorly. We are trying to help Sarah out with another computer because she's the one that she's had since college back in 2011, and she is our digital design person. She'd like to continue doing artwork for us and that kind of stuff. And we want to support her in doing that. It also goes to pay for subscriptions. We use D&D Beyond, we use Fantasy Grounds, and eventually we would like to get to the point to where it's paying us to continue doing this for you guys. I spend way more time than I probably should writing for this world, not just for the campaign, but I'm also working on side projects, short stories, and things like that. We've got Robbie, who spends a ton of time setting up the tech for this, making sure that the stream is run clear and that you guys can hear everything. Everyone's kind of pulling in and using their own resources to do this, and your support helps us do that even better. So if you like what you're seeing, you want to continue to support stream, there are tons of ways to do it. There's probably a good few more minutes before we will be back and ready to continue whatever we're doing at this moment. It's probably stupid, but funny nonetheless. We will be back in a few minutes. You'll see a screen. Just sit here, take a break, go use the bathroom, get a snack for yourself. I don't know, check on your mom, see how she's doing. Your partner? You got cats? Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes.
We back.
Yeah, so to Allie's point, yes, the break video talks about inclement weather and is way out of date. Also, our intro still has Patrick on there as Theseus. I was going to have Sarah do some sketches, but everything has been fucky with scheduling, and I don't know if it's worth just waiting or re-recording. We should have that conversation soon, but not until after Friday, because I got to take a test.
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct. We should deal with that. And it's got, I don't like Sarah and I were talking about doing a thing where basically she could sketch some of the stuff that's happened up to this point, and I could just do a voiceover explaining what's happened. But that may take her a while. I don't know. And also with the move, I don't know when she's actually going to be. So anyway, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we're back.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. We back. So Vita peeks into like the kids' nesting area and quietly asks, "Is there room for Vita?" And
They excitedly,
they subsume them into the pile and are underneath everybody. Like every sibling is just like wants to lay on Vita. So
yeah. A lot of nesting happening.
Yeah.
So you're going to bed for the night.
Yeah, Vita didn't want to have the hard conversation right now. They're tired.
Fair enough. All right, so
But Vita is gonna get up stinking early and like slither out from underneath the pile of children and hopefully catch Sasha before they try to yeet themselves away from this very awkward conversation they know is happening.
Yeah. Real quick, let me make a note because a new day is passing. Let's see. So you guys today, you've met Bobby. They talk about what's going on. Should have done this during the break, but I was using the restroom. Sorry, guys. Happening. Red has to eat some spicy food.
Has ghost pepper soup.
Yeah.
It burns. It really burns.
Okay, so it is now Ame the 2nd, which I think is a holiday? Hang on. I'm sorry, not the 2nd. Because it took 15 days to travel here, so is Ame the 16th. So let's see if that is... It is... Oh, wait, no, yesterday was. It was spring equinox. We forgot to say whether or not there was any celebration. So it's going to say that there... Yeah. Something mild, but unnoticeable. Anyway. Because we didn't talk about it, so it must not have been that big of a deal. So, okay, so it's Ame the 16th. Yeah, I mean, we can say that you wake up relatively early, and Sasha is putting together some of their gear, getting ready to go out and do patrol. They hear, I mean, because they're a ranger, they're fully aware kind of what's going on. They hear and they kind of stop, don't turn around to look, and then just kind of keep putting their stuff together,
Vita,
knowing what's coming.
They're outside, I think, because like they're prepping. So Vita
Yeah.
walks out and kind of is holding Muangata's staff and goes, well,
Yeah. Well,
they wouldn't.
they wouldn't recognize it.
Okay, cool.
Generational
There you go.
separation, and
Okay,
it was left
so
in Polkara.
they have it just all the same because it's going to illustrate the point. But Vita is kind of holding the staff, leads it kind of against the wall, sits next to Sasha, and doesn't really make eye contact with their parent, but very quietly says, Vita knows. Vita knows that Vita's ancestor, Muangata, is probably the reason why Vita is Vita.
Sasha's response is the mildest, most imperceptible raising of thrills and then lowering them again.
Vita has met them in spirit, and Vita was given a gift. In a lot of ways, this gift, motions to the staff, has helped Vita better understand themselves. Also, yeah. Also,
For the
Vita just
Go ahead.
wants to say Vita loves Bobby.
For the first time since you came outside, Sasha's going to turn and look at you and just say, does Vita know why this happens?
Vita does not know whole story. Vita wants to hear Bobby's story.
Bobby does not know. Bobby's family does not know. There was one, now two. And there's the slightest, and it is like imperceptible to anyone aside from you or maybe Ari, but just the slightest crack in their voice when they say, Bobby is just worried there is something wrong with us.
Bobby does not need to be worried. Vita is happy. Vita can move in worlds in ways that Vita never thought possible. Vita knows themselves. Vita likes themselves. Vita is okay. Bobby is good parent. But Vita also wonders why Vita was not told. It was hard for Vita to feel as alone as they used to. Vita is certain that Bobby had reasons, but having the answers feels good.
They're going to sort of walk a little bit away, but in
Relieving of tension kind of way. Oh.
In a way that's very obviously basically asking you to follow, like in that mild
Okay.
let's go over here kind of thing. There is a relatively dried up tree with some stone benching around it. It's a little bit away from the house kind of thing. One of the more central areas. There are no real streets here because there's not a lot of need. It's dirt and rock, so it's everything's the street. But there's sort of this nice sort of, it feels central, and it's early enough that there's no one really out, and it feels like private even though it's public. There is a orange hue in the sky that barely breaks from the orange hue of the rock. Yeah. And they sit down, and you get the impression they want you to do the same. And they say,
Moongata was powerful, as far as Bobby has been told. Bobby was not there, of course, but Bobby was told not long before Bobby's
Grandparent.
grandfather
Grand.
passed on long. Oh yes, sorry, grandparent. Yes, sorry. Um, Moongata also traveled. Moongata came back to Vey, and for some time, Moongata was Vey's greatest protector. Anything that threatened our village was in an instant responded to. We village was safe. But one day, uh, people from Ocean came to Vey's shorelines. Uh, blue skin, tridents, webbed feet. And you may think back to a temple you're in recently,
Oh,
the Sahwagan.
this is related to the
Sahwagan?
vision that
Yeah.
Vita had in learning how to use Kamos, the staff.
Yeah. Yes. Um, they they attacked the village, and Moongata could no longer control power at at a certain point. They point over to um an area just on the outskirts of town, like the closest to where the shore would be, over maybe a hill. Like, because you can't really see the shore from here, but you can always hear a little bit of the ocean because it's a thin island. And what's probably, I mean, less than a 30-minute walk in a certain direction, you could get to the ocean kind of thing. Um, it's part of the food that they're able to get because there's not a lot else out here. Um, and so they they point out to sort of this hill, and you remember as a child it's a hill that just always, and I think everyone has this experience. There's always that one place that you just don't go, and you don't know why. You just see it and you're like, oh, that's probably haunted or some shit, so I'm not going there. Your kid brain just picks up on something wrong and you don't go there. And this is one of those hills because there's a little bit of vegetation, but it's really twisted and brambled. And it seems almost like the rock is darker there. Sasha uh, explains top of hill was once who did we
It was a
decide
council of
the
elders,
leadership
yeah.
was? It was a council, right? Yeah. So was once prominent elder home. Elder kept watch on outskirt of village, warned of attack. Muangata lived not far below. Muangata fought these people from Ocean, but everything in Radius was disintegrated, including Elder and Elder's
Oh.
offspring. And the home of Elder and the belongings, everything but Muangata was gone. The village had mixed feelings. Muangata had protected, but also was back to causing damage. Muangata took it probably the hardest and chose to leave Vey. We never heard from Muangata. We do not know where they went after. But we thought that sometimes odd things happen. We thought that perhaps Muangata was an isolated event. But we were also trained to be wary of magic that cannot be contained.
Vita understands. Vita, yeah.
We don't know why Vita is like Muangata. We don't know if Vita is safe for children or elders. That is why, though Bobby, Mamu, entire village of Vey does love Vita, there is fear, old stories, and sneezy blasts.
Ugh, the sneezy blasts, they happened once, and Vita's haunted by them till end of days.
Sneezy blast come with healthy dose
Vita
of fear, though.
understands this. Vita feels that there is still more to story. But thank much thanks, Babu, for telling.
The other part of story lies in the temple that is off limits now. If Vita can get past whatever this thing is, Vita will probably find more answers.
Well, Vita is curious and Vita is not afraid.
And Hamlet is extremely curious, apparently. Sasha will take care of village elders. Perhaps it is time to wake friend Red and go to the cave.
Vita is ready. Vita loves Babu.
Okay. Babu loves Vita.
Yeah. Vita is like not here to place blame, but Vita is very determined to show confidence and just be like, Vita's not scared. But like it would have been great to have this information, but it also makes sense why they didn't tell them. It makes a lot of sense because like there's already that burden and then like that extra pressure of like, well, don't be this person. It's just like don't even put it into their mind that this is possible. Just like help as best you can, and sometimes that help is to get the fuck out.
It's almost like a commentary on something else that happens to people in the
What?
real world. Fuck you, Ben
Wait,
Shapiro.
what are
Anyway.
you referring to specifically? No,
a lot of different things. Basically, cultural norms being reinforced by people like Ben Shapiro to not allow people to live their actual fucking identity.
Yeah, I think like Vita did a lot of soul searching before they kind of had the thought, oh, Vita needs to have to talk with their parents, and they're just like,
yeah,
it's not. There's not enough evidence that Vita has presented to anybody to say that they're dangerous. They're a little chaotic, but
right.
Yeah, there's more to this.
Are they come?
Yeah. But no, my reading of the cultural thing is that like I think that sometimes violence can be done without the intention of violence, just by
repression is real and damaging and kills people.
Yeah. Even accidentally, it still fucking hurts people. So, yeah, you're gonna rake.
Red's already awake. He's just chilling in the room because.
Okay, fair enough. awkward kid
Yeah,
at the
basically.
sleepover, not sure what to do.
And the twins are staring at Red even harder because they're like, do the eye change? Change eyes. What else can Red change?
Uh,
Masha, Asher, leave Red alone. Stop staring with creepy eyes. Pa, pa. Go, go. Velcros them onto either side of the doorway and says, come on, Red, we're going
as
to the
they
temple.
do that, as you do that, I cast thaumaturgy again, and they just hear these whispers in their ears. That's like, you'll find out later.
Yee! The high-pitched squealing, frills extend. They're like, ah, this is so cool. Yeah, you're a hit. They love you.
All right. So Sasha gives enough explanation to get you guys to the entrance of a cave. It's sort of, well, a cave's a strong word. You know, how, like some of those very old wind carved desert caves are, where sometimes it's legitimately a cave and sometimes there's an opening in the ceiling to let in a little bit of sunlight. It turns into more of a canyon and smoothly moves through areas. I think the second half of Dune, basically that landscape. Um, so there's sort of this entrance there. Sasha, before turning around and basically going to go speak to the elders, just says, this thing. Vita,
Okay,
what's your gear? What are you wearing?
Hang on. So Vita has Kamos, their staff. They're in their regular robes. They have sec. There there is something else that they have. It's like these beads of fireball that they also have.
Okay, that's so. But there's basically like a cloak around you, right?
Many colors.
What color
Oh wait,
is your cloak? I've forgotten by now.
It also it's the cloak of manta ray. Oh no, they have that in their backpack. It's just like a plain kind of earthy ombre, like yeah, earth tone.
Okay. Okay. So Sasha is going to say, description of thing is not unlike cloak, can hide in shadow, move through air, but can look just like a cloak hung on tree. Sneaky. Ranger,
Yep.
keep eyes peeled.
Understood. Much thanks, Bobby. Vita.
Good luck.
I'm gonna roll straight ones, baby.
Okay. So you guys go through, you walk for a while. Both of you roll a series of perception checks for me.
3.
We'll say 3 of them.
Oh my god, I'm rolling single digits. Well, no, not quite. That is my first one is 13.
I rolled 16, 16, and 19.
Cocked.
Okay.
Because I.
Ugh. My second one
was your second one, Vita?
9.
Hence the Ranger, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. Yeah, for what I usually have really good
Yeah.
perception. My dice just hate me, apparently.
And your third was?
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's better. That my last one was 21.
Outstanding. So actually that's the best time to have done that, because there's a map coming your way. I'm also going to unlock your tokens. You guys hit this small clearing
And Red and Vita both notice.
Yeah, we're
Actually,
still
let me know
I'm
when
still
you have
waiting
the
for it to
map.
load.
It's all good.
Mine's loaded
Okay.
vaguely.
There it is.
So you have this like small clearing in the rock, and as you hit it, there's just enough light for both of you to catch, lurking in the shadows, this fucking guy. And your ability to notice him took away his surprise round.
Oh,
I need
shit.
both of you to
Oh,
roll
fun
for
fact, I can't
initiative.
be. I have alert. You can't surprise me if I'm conscious. Oh,
Well,
okay.
it could have got
Rolling
red.
initiative.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Fuck.
17 for Vita.
I rolled a fucking 13.
And
He
are we using
uses
Herschel?
my initiative
Are we pulling Herschel from the
with the new because everything he does is a
Okay.
bonus action of me.
With the new thing.
So,
Yeah.
he uses my initiative. He is no longer
Oh,
independent like the Unearthed Arcana.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, then,
All
top
right.
of the round
Vita's
is
gonna
Vita.
cast
What would you like to do?
slow on this fucker.
All right. That's a check from me.
It's a
but
wisdom
what's
saving
the
throw.
check? Okay.
I'm gonna
17.
do a couple luck points and do a bend luck to see if I can affect that. He got a
Okay.
17. He got a 13 now, and that does not save.
Okay, cool. So it takes away all multi-attacks, cuts movement in half, and what?
Affected target speed is halved, takes -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, can't use reactions. It can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. Regardless of creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. Mm-hmm.
So -2 to AC,
-2
-2 to saving throws, you
AC
said?
and dexterity saving throws. Yeah, and it can't
Oh,
use
Dex
reactions.
saving throws.
I love this spell.
No. Yeah. Okay. Let's see
yeah,
if there is a wild magic surge.
Vita's all like, Vita's not afraid. Oh, wait. It's still a thing, though. Egg on Vita's face.
No, there's not. Perfect casting there. All right. Anything else for your round?
Let's see. I don't know.
And get up that wild magic surge table
Actions.
too, just in case.
Okay. I think that's it for Vita. They're just concentrating on the slow now.
Okay. Really can't use that here because it's too much light. Okay.
Okay.
Red, you're up.
So Red is going to use his action to summon old Herschel from the sky, from the plane. He's gonna come on down.
Okay.
And let me check some things. Where are you at, bastard? Yeah. He's gonna come down, and as I bring him down, there's Draconic Essence, and I'm going to, the essence is going to be poison, so he's basically a poison dragon. That's one of the things.
Okay.
And Fantasy Grounds is frozen-ish, so there it goes. And I'm gonna summon him. I guess if I'm right here, am I on it? Because he's taking up. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna summon him right there.
Yes. Yes.
And then, so that's my action. And then bonus action. Sorry, this is all new. With me doing this with him.
It's all good. It's also one of the benefits of kind of doing this as one-on-ones with you guys, or not really one-on-ones, but you know what I'm saying. Is a lot of changes are taking place, so it gives you guys a chance to kind of do stuff and not be in the middle of a whole ass thing.
I'm going to now bite with him. And so let's roll. What is his plus on that? Damn it, sorry, I'm trying to find everything now, because... plus 6 to hit, okay. That's a 24 to hit. Alright, so it does...
Yeah, that'll hit.
8 points of piercing damage, and because of Draconic Essence, another 4 points of poison damage. That is my action and my bonus action.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's part of
Herschel's
mine.
turn,
That's basically both of us. Yes.
Okay. Because it's gotcha. Okay. So the cloaker here is going to. It can only move 15 feet, so it's going to go. Let's see. 10.
Oh
Uh-oh.
Fantasy Grounds
Herschel
freaking
just
out.
got ate by a cloaker.
No! Herschel!
So that's still in melee range of both of you guys, all of you guys.
Okay.
But hasn't left Herschel's melee range at least. So, the cloaker. We'll say Vita's not. Well, we'll say Red's closer. So,
okay.
It is going to try to bite Red. At least semi-intelligent. Okay.
No, that misses.
Probably doesn't work. That's a 9. So, as a slow, that's the end of its turn.
Yeah.
Vita,
Okay.
you're up.
So, yeah, that's fun. Vita's gonna cast Ray of Sickness on this thing at a 2nd level.
Okay. Is that Constitution save or
It's a
ranged
ranged
attack? I
attack.
can never remember what that one.
So
Okay.
I gotta hit it first. I can't with these rolls. Does a 13 hit?
Because of your slow, yes.
Okay, so one sec. D. Where are you? There you are. That is 16 points of sickness damage. Poison damage? Poison, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Anything else? Oh, wait.
I'm
What
at
level are you guys
8.
now?
Yeah, we're at 8, I think.
Oh, okay. No wild magic surge.
That's it.
All right.
Just maintaining
anything else?
concentration on slow.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Red.
change something because I don't have fizz bands, but apparently the Draconic Essence was a UA thing and didn't make it into the actual build. I can't. Well, as far as D&D Beyond, it says it can only be fire. So,
I think you like choose. Hang on.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out off stream. I think it may be a thing where you choose it and it's permanent. I don't remember. I don't know.
All right.
You may just have to choose something in the what you call it later. It's fine.
I'm going to take 1, 2 step. No, 1.
Oh yeah, I can move, can't I? Oh well.
I'm going to go there, and I'm going to shoot it with the old Eigent with the bow. Just going to go ahead and take a shot at it. And because Herschel is within 30 feet of me, I get a thing where I get fucking shit. So many new things. Just trying to make sure I read it correctly. Damn it. I don't know what's... No,
what are you talking about for
I'm
Eigen?
talking about the companion. Where the hell is it? I just saw it, and now it's fucking... Basically, I get, infused strikes. Yeah, when another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses the strike with its essence, causing the target to take an extra 1d6 damage of the type determined by the essence. So, I'm going to roll to hit first.
Okay.
That is a 26 to hit. And rolling this.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's a perfect roll. So that's 15 points of piercing damage. Plus, nice, another perfect roll. 6 points of poison damage. And then, guess what? I have multi-attack. So I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna attack it again. Take another shot at it.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that is only a 16 to hit. Oh shit! Thank God for nice pluses. That's 11 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage. Bonus action, the Drake is going to bite it. That is a 15. Oh, damn. Alright, sweet.
Yes. Slow has made this.
It takes 5 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison damage. And I believe that's going to be my turn.
Okay. All right, it is the Cloaker's turn, and I need to read one thing real fast. Let's see.
Did I completely fuck this encounter with that spell?
No. It's a very good spell, and it's exactly what you should have done. There is a narrative reason as to why this is as easy as it is. You know how, like, when you leave town, when you leave your hometown, when you come home and everything's just a lot smaller than it used to be?
I was just thinking, like, Vita is really coming to terms with, like, how much more on top of their shit they are since they left. Yeah.
That's exactly the point of this. Yes. Yeah, they can't really do that. So they are just going to try to bite. They take this step forward. Yeah, they're still within melee range of Herschel, just barely, but they are going to
Good.
try to bite Vita. Holy shit.
Vita is
9
spicy
again.
lizard. It
So
will not go well for Cloaker.
That is the end of the turn.
It is Vita's turn.
It's Vita's
Vita's
turn.
gonna fuck shit up again. They're gonna roll with Ray of Sickness, so they're gonna cast that at a little bit of a higher level this time.
Okay.
And this dice has been nice to me. Oh, yes. So that is 21.
Definitely hits.
Yeah, it
Yep.
does. Do. I need one more. When you're at a high enough level to where you need at least 3 or 4 sets of dice on hand to be able to roll things properly. What a feeling.
Yeah. Oh, Robbie, you're already on.
Okay,
whatever
I
he's saying,
am
so.
going to spend another sorcery point to make this an empowered spell. Reroll that.
Okay.
Much better. Okay, so that is 12, 19. I can do math. 21 points of poisoning damage.
21 points? It had 6 left, so tell us how this ends.
What's the point of Ray of Sickness if you don't have something just violently vomit itself to death? Yeah, just stay out of village of
Hang on, guys.
Oh, dead.
I'm gonna try something. Before we continue on, I'm gonna leave the Skype call and restart it and see if this fixes some other issues that we're having. So, give me a second. All right, everyone, let's try this again.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and do your things, and we'll see what Robert Alley says about it.
Yeah.
Ready.
Rob, tell us if this is better.
Okay. Yeah, Vita just with that, it's kind of an offhand, just negligent gesture, slings another ray of sickness at this thing and just watches it almost bored at this point as it just retches up any kind of biz it had and just squished frog on a pavement.
Yeah.
Just it's all there.
So this floating cloak-like manta ray-looking creature just starts to let out this weird black greenish bile, and it like sputters. It can fly, but it sputters its way down to the ground and just kind of curls up almost like a spider when it's been killed. Vita, roll perception.
Cool. God damn. Vita's feeling themselves, but they're so not that perceptive.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Okay, so Red, with your perception, your passive perception being as high as it is, you do notice, like, now that the enemy's gone, Sasha, Babu, is standing at the top of the entryway that's letting light in here. And they are sort of giving an approving look. And Vita, eventually you do hear Vita is better with magic than Babu expected. Vita should still pay attention to surroundings.
Fine. Thank you, Babu. It is always important to better oneself.
Keep going down this pathway. Babu will meet you back at village.
Okay.
They're gone by now.
I guess Red is going to sort of make a hand motion, do a whistle, and dismiss Herschel. He's going to return to the other plane.
Gotcha.
Goodbye, Herschel. The new look looks so good.
So yeah, and hopefully Vita does get a sense of mastery almost from this. There were no wild magic surges the entire combat.
None. Yeah.
This thing went down quick as a result of, your good spellcasting there. So this should feel good for Vita as kind of coming home and being like, I've learned a fucking lot, man. That kind of thing. So.
And that one building blew up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And nary a hut destroyed.
Yeah. So you move forward. There's probably another 15 minutes of walking, winding through canyon and cave, rock formation type things. A lot of it's smoothed out by sand and wind. What the fuck is Rob talking about?
He said cloakers are cool as shit, one of my favorite enemies. But because of how he said it, Microsoft's dictation changed to earth.
Oh, I see what
he's
you're
using
saying. Okay.
Dictation, so
I'm following it. Yeah, okay.
He's got a real bad accent, but he doesn't.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. That, by the way, if you guys don't know this, the cloaker, that is what you look like.
I always wanted to call it the cloaca because it's just a butt vagina.
Okay. Anyway, so you guys walk, like I said, another 15 minutes, wind-smoothed tunnels, leading down to a relatively unimpressive stone door. I mean, there's nothing... you guys are used to temples having a little more flair to them, and this is very humble. Do you go in? I can't hear you, Christine.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you walk in the door without checking for traps. And luckily for you, there are none.
That's why Red is staying behind Vita.
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins!
Yeah. I wouldn't be doing my job as a DM if I didn't give you one, like, oh shit moment. So anyway, you walk in, there are no traps. This is sort of out of the way enough that it really doesn't need it. No one's really going to accidentally find their way through here.
Except for me.
Yeah. So, you go into a room. It's carved out. It's like almost a circular, but not perfectly circular, but an attempt at a circularly carved out room.
Fuck it. What the fuck is Rob doing?
Who knows, dude?
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
Sorry.
Is it ableist of Microsoft to censor Rob?
He can't be himself.
Yeah, he can't express himself because he requires the dictation tool. Anyway, so yeah, you go into this like relatively circular room. It is dark in here. I don't know if you guys have dark vision.
I do.
Or light sources. Both of you do.
Yep.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to it's like standing in a room with a nightlight. Like there's shadows, but you can kind of make out the outline. In the center of the room, there is a stone pedestal. Again, nothing fancy, just something that holds up. A cup. The cup. Are you okay?
Yeah, I sneezed.
Oh, okay. The cup is basically a dragon that is coiled all the way up until it meets a head that basically turns into the handle.
Interesting.
And in dark vision, you cannot tell what color it is. It's all grayed out, basically. But
okay. Okay. I've got a cantrip for this, I'm certain.
I don't, because I only have thaumaturgy.
Alright, is there a torch nearby?
There's not.
Damn.
You guys should check your inventories though, because you got explorer packs and dungeoneer packs. And
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
years
right now.
ago.
Wait. I have the Lantern of Revealing.
Yeah,
that does function as a lantern.
Yeah, that also is what I expected you to use to find the cloaker. But it's fine. You guys rolled enough on your perception checks. It worked out. So.
Okay. Yeah, I crack that baby open and shine the light in the room.
Yeah, so it lights up a little bit. It's simple. The only thing in here is that specific cup, with, like I said, a dragon kind of curling its way around in the form of a cup.
I'm gonna say to Vita, thank God Barley's not here.
This is true. Barley would not have been able to handle himself.
Yeah. So the cup is like a maroonish red.
Because Barley would just drink from the cup.
Is there anything in this cup?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. That's a 14.
That's enough. I mean,
Okay.
You're just looking in a cup. That's not a huge undertaking. Basically, the question is, were you going to look into it and still touch it? Or are you just looking into it? So
I'm just looking into it. Yeah,
well, the
Vita
perception
knows.
check was to find out whether or not your nose accidentally bumped it or something like that. Are you like, or are you like, kind of thing? So anyway, with with that, no liquid, no dust either.
Okay. Is there anything else? Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
All right. Please be nice to me. Nat 20.
Absolutely
Finally.
something magical about this.
Okay. Do I know anything else with that nat 20? Do I get no other details?
For a nat 20, I will say that it almost feels connected to someone.
Vita's afraid to touch it, but Vita is so curious.
Think back to what Bobby told you was left here. There was an artifact left by one of his ancestors.
I can only assume it was Muangata, yes?
Reasonable.
Okay, I hold Cabos close to it and see if there's any, like, resonant energy bullshit happening.
Twist, it was reasonable, but incorrect.
Cabos doesn't respond to it.
Okay. Red Vita's going to pick up Cup. If Vita dies, Vita lived good life.
Red is going to maintain a safe distance, but be ready for things. But yeah, I only know basic. I can heal, but I'm no cleric, so.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Also, Mamu is cleric, so if Vita is absolutely wrecked, just bring
I'm not
Mamu.
sure I can carry you. You are much larger than me.
All right, Vita is gangly lizard.
And
anyway,
I'm
Vita
a shifter.
As soon as you touch the cup, a familiar feeling washes over you. Similar to when new spells reveal themselves to you.
Okay.
A new feature comes along that carries a spell with it. Go on D&D Beyond to your feats.
Okay.
Feet picks.
Yep.
Okay.
Go to Manage Feats. And add a feat called Echo of Foresight.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, I thought for a
Echo
minute
of-
it was gonna be Echo of Foreskin, and
That's the wrong stream.
yeah, I know. I was like, this is wrong place.
There's nothing wrong with having them. It's just unexpected foreskin. It is always.
Especially one that echoes. That raises other questions.
Am I echoing?
Yeah. No.
Wait, no. Oh, okay.
Echoing foreskin would be weird. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's like
No, my imagination didn't need
The
that,
force-
Brian.
a weird
How dare
fleshy
you?
thud echo.
The foreskin is cavernous.
Were you able to find that feat?
Yes.
Would you like to tell the class what that does?
Would you like to share with the class? I can contact other planes.
Specifically,
It doesn't say.
it doesn't?
Oh, here we go. Echo of Foresight. You've begun to extend your awareness beyond the material plane that is your home. You can cast Contact Other Planes as a ritual. The entity you contact is Moangata, whatever plane they may be on. Their knowledge of your world and situation may be limited.
So basically, you now have as long as you sit down and do the ritual, you have a permanent link with Moongata.
Fuck yes. Okay. This is great, but Vita has another echo of foresight that Vita's going to have a cavalcade of more awkward conversations with their relatives.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing else in this room. That's literally the only thing in there. If you'd like to keep the cup, it's a cool cup.
It's a sweet cup. Vita's keeping it.
So you can add that to your
Stuffs it
inventory.
into the bag.
Drink from the cup.
Okay. I want to add the custom item. How do I do this? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yes.
Also, Rob, this was actually something I planned on before you started channeling Moongata, so.
Suck it, Rob.
Yeah. Moongata was always part of Vita's side quest.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Just like a lot of tragedies, a big part of yours.
And no one has any idea.
No, because Red does not use his words ever.
Yeah.
That's part of his character trait.
Fair enough.
Rob said cries at Gaius.
That's great.
Shut up, guys. You can literally see the future for a second.
At higher levels, we'll be able to do even more than that. So, anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
I could roll perception or investigation to see if there's anything, but I highly doubt there's anything because you said there was just a cup.
Can.
And I don't feel like it's Red's place to really be taking stuff out of a place like this, so...
Fair enough. Way to not be colonial.
Yeah, Vita is gonna do one last sweep. Hopefully they it's gonna be a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it. Oh, God damn it. Every single perception check I have made has been a single digit roll in this dice. I am dying. That is a 13.
Yeah, I mean the room's empty.
Ain't nothing. Okay.
I will let Vita choose the things to take. Not me.
Yeah. I want to play as a character and just call myself the British Museum and take everything I possibly can from other people.
God damn. And
this is mine.
Can you have like a sidekick named Hobby Lobby?
Yeah. Yeah. This is mine. I found it. I'm still using it. No, you can't have it back. I'm still looking at it.
Can't have a nation if you don't have a flag, according to the rules I just made up.
So, anyway, but yeah, the room's empty. I'm assuming you guys are heading back at this point. Waiting at the entrance, you find a couple of the elders. Sasha, and Ari, and Sasha is talking to the group, and they are explaining like, basically, I just saw Vita using magic. Sounds a lot like the stuff that we heard about with Moongata, but also no one died in the process. That's pretty rad. Like basically vouching for what just happened in there, and how quick this thing was taken care of. How several of their rangers were unable to take this thing down, and these two took it down in 18 seconds, I think is what it would have been. So, yeah,
Barely, yeah.
it was a very quick kind of thing. As you guys emerge, the group kind of looks at you, gives you the once over of like, okay, fair enough. Um, Ari obviously is not shy. They come up and start kind of harassing you, checking you all over, and in a very annoying, embarrassing kind of way. Because Vita is still the youngest member of the party. So, um,
Yeah, yeah. No, the gook on Vita is not Vita's. Vita murdered something. It was bad something, but Vita murdered it. No bloodshed of
Ari does not
party.
like this word murder. Hunted. Vita hunted. Or murder is not, maybe, not in front of the elders.
Right, 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 right. Word
Yeah,
choice,
yeah.
right. Um, Vita suggests letting things dry out a little bit before cleanup crew goes in there. It is messy.
Some of the kids that were basically on the outskirts of that are like immediately way more interested. They're like, messy? There's guts in there? Okay, kind of thing. Um, yeah. So, one of the elders, you probably don't even know their name at this point because it's been a while and you didn't work with them a lot when you were there anyway. Um,
No, they
yeah.
avoided me.
So one of the elders though does come up and kind of takes your hand, and gives this like weird, I'm still not sure what to do with you kind of congratulations and thanks. There's like this, uh Vey is better off thanks to yours and um other
Friend red.
Friendred's efforts. Um, good, thank you. And they kind of like awkwardly shake Red's hand and start. Oh, okay, so back to business, kind of shooing everyone away. Uh,
Yeah. Like there were some horrible sounds for like maybe 15
yeah,
seconds. And then it got real quiet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha and Ari obviously are still there, and your siblings.
Are the
Yeah, no,
twins? Are the
Friendred.
twins there?
Oh, easily, yeah, of course they are.
Yes.
I'm
Friend
gonna
red.
make the motion with my hand, do a whistle, waste a first level spell slot, and have Herschel just fly through the sky, and then back out again.
Yeah, so Christine, go ahead. You're basically in charge of the kids for sure, like what their reactions are.
Yeah. You are their
Yeah.
leader. You are their leader now. You're cooler than me, which yeah, Vita's not sure how they feel about it, but they brought in the cool guy, so it's fine. Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, you just you see Herschel swoop down, get real close. I don't know what people do when they see a drake, and then he flies back off and disappears.
Hi, bye, Herschel.
Are you trying to do the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring?
No, I'm trying to do Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I'm just thinking of
Yeah,
when Barry
the
get
dragon.
into yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet there are some dissatisfied adult lizard folk who, as far as I understand from Christine's description, the most experience they have with magic is probably through Ari in terms of healing, less in terms of like showmanship and big bangs and that kind of thing.
Yeah, like there is magic here, but it's deeply order
Yeah.
oriented. It's very pragmatic. It's
Well, that
very
wasn't pragmatic at all.
yeah.
So,
No, that is entirely Vita's style. That's why they are not popular in this community.
Okay.
But yeah, like it more than anything, Vita is just very kind of in that way of just forcefully introducing, this is my friend. You will be
Yeah.
cool. Look what we just did. Just like kind of introducing their friend Red to
Yeah.
everybody and yeah, just having a little social moment of being like, yes, strangers are not always bad, you fucks.
Yeah.
So
Well, some of them are already against Red at this point because of the dragon thing. Didn't win. It lost him as many
there's no
friends.
winning
Yeah, it
them.
lost him as many friends as it gained him. So, some people are like, that was
So
fucking
it's a
amazing.
neutral. It's
That
a
guy's the
neutral game.
best.
So you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, Rob, I think, is just bored at this point. Um, so, but yeah, there are people who are interested. They're asking you guys questions. How did you meet? What have you been up to? That kind of thing. Like, it's definitely an opera. It's almost an icebreaker. Like, they're finally okay with starting the conversation because they didn't know how this reuniting would go. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, Vita kind of gives the not involved version of Vita's been traveling the world, has met many new people, has seen some crazy stuff. Just Vita went out to desert and got shit together. So yeah, like mission
yeah.
accomplished.
Okay. A little bit
Yeah.
of time passes. Ari does eventually kind of usher you guys back to the house for an early afternoon meal kind of thing. They're still checking you over, and even at this point, starting to kind of check Red over, even though they're not as familiar with the humanoid kind of physiology. Again, they're kind of like just not being super invasive, but they're like checking for any kind of blood or anything like that. I don't think either of you took damage in that, did you?
No.
No.
Yes, I mean they're almost surprised and maybe a little disappointed to not be able to play healer. Like, but they're fine. I mean they're just like checking. Like, is there blood dripping anywhere? Like, what am
Like,
I?
how is this
Yeah, like
possible?
what am I gonna do then? Um, so yeah, there's some comfort and familiarity that comes in that. I need to use the restroom again because I drank a bunch of ginger ale. So if Red and Vita, if you guys want to kind of recap real fast, anything you guys need to discuss before Vita deals with maybe more familiar or family stuff that you said you're frustrated with.
I don't know. Like Vita is like, yeah.
Yeah, do
Go
your
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead. Yeah. It's more a matter of Vita is interested to maybe ask a bit more of Muangata and the fun times of just like, hey man, you neglected to share some shit.
Yeah. I mean,
As you
I'm
do.
just I'm just along for the ride, man.
Yeah.
As Allie said, you basically
At
brought a
this.
friend to the family reunion. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
I
kind of
did.
there eating
Yeah.
your food, sitting in the corner.
Trying not to die. Should we ask about any like mainland Cosna goss at this
Well,
point?
I
Because I feel like all is well in the village of
I
Vey,
did
so
earlier, but kind of got nothing. But
yeah.
to try again with everyone else here.
Yeah, I think okay, great. Brian's back.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
Brian. So, everybody's catching up. Everything's fine. Vita just kind of makes a mental note of, okay, Vita needs to have a couple more little private talks with
Okay.
Moangata, and the next order of business in my mind seems to be Vita wants to talk to anybody who's done any recent trading in the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
I know it's been slowing down, but like the last time any kind of contact with the outside world, what was going on? Has there been any kind of word of what's happening on the mainland? Yeah, just do a quick canvassing of the village just to see if they've noticed anything, because like Vita feels that this has been a great visit, but it may be important to move towards going to the mainland and seeing like what hot devilry is going on in the Cosna government. Don't know what the nomenclature
So,
is,
in sort of
but-
asking around, Sasha eventually is just like, Sasha must accompany traders this evening for a short while. Would Vita just like to come?
Yes, Vita would love to come.
Okay. So basically, we'll say it's around 4 o'clock. It's an evening, just meet and kind of keep going kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Around 4 o'clock, they walk you toward one of the coastal sides. There's a dock is a strong word for what it is, but basically somewhere for you to put boats in, to allow for traders to not be at the village, but still be close enough that they can do what they need to do. So a turtle comes up on a small, almost like a ferry boat type thing. They, the turtle, it's a older male, lighter toned, like that, almost brownish yellow kind of colored skin turtle with a relatively large shell on his back, and he comes up and he's talking to the traders and everything like that. And at some point, you find an opportunity to kind of break in and start a conversation with him.
So, how are things on the mainland? Vita has been curious. Any strange things?
He slowly looks at you, and he just says, "Ma'am, I'd rather not talk about the mainland right now."
Why?
Sorry, not ma'am. The turtle would know enough to say not ma'am. So
Yeah, a friend
sure,
or
yeah.
neighbor.
Yeah, friend is good enough. He'd say, "Friend, I'd rather not talk about the mainland right now." Oh, hang on. Let's roll to find out. Okay. There's a lot of dissent. Who should be running things there? It's best for the rest of us to kind of keep our heads down and stay out of the way.
Conflict more than normal.
I take it you're from this village?
Yes.
Then you should know most of the time the conflict is chaotic. It's impulsive. We have the beginnings of a war in Cosna.
War.
Some of those in power who
This
don't want to leave it. Some of those who've never had it who'd like a taste.
civil war then.
Something like that. But only among the worst of the ne'er-do-wells.
So the richest ones.
Well, some of them, not all of them.
Really? Interesting. Most only the wealthy can afford to take on the ruling powers. This is
It's easy to it's easy to get involved when you got nothing to lose too.
Vita does not want to put a friend into any uncomfortable position. Vita just loves the gossip, but is there a new player in town? Or is it the same parties just repositioning?
Oh, there's a new player.
Of course there is. How recently did they arrive to the to the nation.
They've been picking up recruits left and right for at least the better part of a year.
Okay. Is Red with us, or did he stay behind?
Red's following Vita. Red doesn't want to be
Okay.
left alone because who knows what could happen. Red could do something bad,
Yeah,
or they could do something bad, or a whole mess of things could happen.
Yeah.
I
Or the
need
kids could
I need
happen.
Vita as a
Like,
buffer so that I can blame Vita for
cool.
anything bad that happens.
Rude. Anyway, Vita messages Red real quick and says, "Does Red have any questions Vita could ask this person while we have them?"
Just gonna message back that, I mean, unless they know anything more about the new competition out there, I don't know how much more Cosna would know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would probably know that. I'm trying to like take advantage of this contact, but
I would
don't
assume
know
that
what else
anything
to ask.
outside of Cosna, Vita would know much more about than the people here.
Yeah.
Give me just a second here. Let me
Well, I have, and it's up now.
Oh, here it is. The shit's just not loading well enough. Hang on.
That's what she said.
I had
a cat. Now you have 3.
That's true.
Just blame Guy as he talks too much anyway.
That's true.
He does talk too much. He's all about his swords.
Swords. Have you seen my cool sword? God, that bit was
Have you
so
guys
good.
seen my cool sword?
Just as an
Yeah, when he
It's the
had that one
coolest.
sword that was cursed. Yeah.
The cursed one. Oh my
Have you guys seen this sword, man? It's pretty cool.
It's the coolest sword ever. Please help me, I'm cursed. Oh my god, this sword though.
That's alright. I gave, in the other game, my brother, he plays a grave cleric, and he has an intelligence of 8. And we also gave him a berserker axe. So with his intelligence of 8, he usually just heads into a battle headlong and attacks with the berserker axe, then becomes berserked and can't heal anybody.
He consistently makes the wrong decision, and it's a commitment to the bit that's fucking priceless. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Like, I think honestly his entire strategy is like, what shouldn't I do? Well, this guy would do it, so here we go. So, roll a persuasion check, Vita.
Oh, here we go. Prepared to use all of my
It's
luck
not a
points to
perception
get this
check,
right.
so.
It's a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
So.
This turtle seems like he's warming up to you. Yeah, we're all gonna be warlocks in Almora, by the way. I took a level on warlock, and then Allie did, and I guess we're all just going to. And I think I'm gonna be Yao Gi's patron. It's the most chaotic shit. I think my character, because I just keep giving him these weird patriotic speeches, and Steve does such a good job of playing into his character that he's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking for this. And so I think he's going to make me his patron. So, anyway, this turtle looks at Vita. He gets relatively close. I mean, not like uncomfortable, but just quiet so that they can be quiet. And he says, if you're going towards the mainland, the competition's name, Helmkin.
Say again?
Helmkin.
Spell, please.
Helmcon.
And suddenly I have no pens to speak of. One
No
sec.
worries.
Helmkin.
Spell that one more time.
Helmcon.
Wait, is this just HelmCon where we go to a convention and it's just all medieval helms?
Yes, it is.
Hell
well,
yeah.
helms from all over.
Oh, I don't.
We're-
Oh, I go to medieval HelmCon. We're not that inclusive.
There's a section for medieval helms, but there's also the Prussian helms. Those are pretty cool. Helms Deep.
Rob, check the goddamn group chat.
Rob, we've already handled this. You illiterate piece of shit.
Whoa.
It's okay. He never reads our chat. That's why we call him an illiterate piece of shit.
I mean, I kind of don't.
No, it's
either.
okay though. You at least know what's going on when you have to. Rob just refuses to fucking read it.
It's so much.
true.
Y'all put so much nonsense
Well-
in there. I have to hunt for.
We try to do it specifically on day of where we shut up and actually give good information now. Also, when we do eventually move over to the Discord, which people can join, by the way, but when we move to the Discord, you can actually organize your information. So there'll be like a specific, like, this is what you need to know chat. And then there's the chaos shit. So it'll get better. You can organize your information better. What the fuck is Rob saying? Yeah, man, come on. I'm in the middle of doing this. Come on. I'm trying to just shut up. Come on. What?
Wow, I didn't see the shut up part. It's just.
The
Oh,
fuck
man.
is he talking about? Oh, man.
That voice to text tech, it's.
Yeah.
It can get better.
Anyway. So, yeah.
Okay, so
He,
Helmkin is the new leader in this factionary struggle for power in
Yep.
Kosna.
Helmkin.
yeah.
Well, that sounds very weird backwards.
It's
So
not,
I don't know if that's
it's not backwards. I'll give you that much. With the nat 20, it's not backwards.
No, I was just thinking like, okay, all of our big baddies
Oh,
have names
it's
that can
limoncello. It's
flippity
limoncello.
flop.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
What?
But
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
I lost my train of thought. There were no
It's okay.
survivors. Yeah. So cool. That you seem very nervous about saying this person's name. Are they truly that dangerous?
You remember that point you made about money?
Yeah. Yes.
The people who are interested in money follow the madam.
Right.
The people who are interested in power have been following Helmkin. They do it for themselves. Call them zealots, enthusiasts.
Oh, is this a cult leader sort of vibe?
Not quite, but not completely different.
So cult of personality at the very
Yes.
least. Great. Are they? Is this someone who is calculated or more chaotic?
Yes.
Oh, both. Great.
It's kind of hard to do well in Kosna without a little bit of both.
I'm suddenly getting an Oren Ishii at the height of her power sort of energy.
I don't know what that is, but now I want to.
Oh, it's from Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. My brain
Yeah, like
immediately went
Lucy
to an
Liu's
anime or something.
character. I mean, half of her story is told in anime form. So, like, yeah, I'm getting an Oren Ishii with the crazy 88 energy from this. Is this close?
It's been so long since I watched Kill Bill. I don't know if they were. So the madam, you would know this at this like growing up here. The madam
Yeah.
is a Raksasa. She is a female tiger presenting person, basically.
Okay.
And the Raksasa are fiends. They're not from this plane, but they do love taking over things and shit. She has been running Kazna for thousands of years, sort of in the background.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she was involved in
Yeah.
the Korean War, like in the 1400s of this, which you guys are in the 4300s of right now. In the 1400s, she was the invading force of Korea from Kazna.
Oh shit.
Raksasa have backward hands. So basically, if your arm's like this, imagine this is twisted around. They don't have as many fingers, and that's like their curse because it's harder for them to do stuff, but they still figure out ways to make it work.
Yeah.
But they are outstanding at causing chaos. They're outstanding at being criminal masterminds, that kind of thing. And she has made a, I mean, think the mob times 1,000. Like, think the mob if it were just condensed down into its purest form. She's had dominion and quelled any rebellion for, like I said, millennia.
She's just Joseph Stalin.
In a way, yeah. A lot more charismatic though, like instead of just brute force. But the thing about what's going on now is that, at least from what you can gather from what this guy's telling you, is she is the establishment, but the establishment's crime, and the response to her has not been, we're going to root out all this crime. They're just like, no, we're going to be better criminals. And we're going to compete as criminals. But for some reason, Helmken hasn't been squashed immediately like everyone else who's tried this has been.
Oh. Okay. So this is news. Like, this is a big deal. There hasn't been a serious contender for power.
Ever.
Like, even for
Yeah.
ever. Yeah, so like the fact that this person is actually a serious contender is quite alarming.
Now in
Great.
Vidriti, the city to the south of you, that's like the capital, there is an administrator that is in effect like is a leader in the same way that Joe Biden is a progressive. Like, calls himself that all the time, but everyone knows the madam actually runs everything. But there is a facade of government, and a guy named Desnal Cobb is in charge of the government, but he's just a turtle that no one fucking listens to. And this is again common knowledge. This is something you would know. You get those perks the way Red did in Perea, basically.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, he's the decorative figurehead, whereas the madam is the hand in the puppet, essentially. Okay. Is this new contender where are they currently active in the capital city, like nearby, or is this different?
The turtle gives like a slow, hearty chuckle, and it's like, it's a good question.
Oh, even more interesting. I suppose it makes sense to not have one's actions be immediately clockable. All right. Much thanks, neighbor, for sharing what you have. Vita will not pepper friend with any more questions.
Much obliged.
Very interesting. Huh.
Another thing, just to kind of stuff that Vita would know. The island is surrounded by deserts, but the insides are swampland. So Vidriti and Zelasim and Primexis are desert areas. Everything else is very hard to navigate swampland. So, roll an intelligence check. Just see if Vita kind of starts piecing some things
Not if
together.
you got an airboat.
There is a character that Paul F. Tompkins plays on Comedy Bang Bang.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember his name, but he's an airboat guy from Cumberbatch County, Florida. He always says that every time. And that motherfucker did so much research to play this character who likes fan boats. He will tell you weirdly specific facts about fan boats. Look it up, and he's fucking right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's insane. I love Paul F. Tompkins. Anyway, so what was that intelligence?
Okay, a raw intelligence check. I got a 19.
Oh, good enough. So while Vita does not know the references I'm about to make, the logic is still implanted into Vita's brain. Think about some of the South American and Latin American communities that dealt with guerrilla warfare, and how the jungle and swampy areas made it extremely easy to hide out and launch ambushes.
Brian's talking about the FARC.
Mm-hmm.
The what?
The FARC, the FRAC. FARC in Colombia.
Oh, okay. I don't know enough about that, but
yeah, I don't.
I understand the tactics at least. And there's you could reasonably assume, like, as this guy's giving you the scoop, like, there's weird shit happening in the swamps that's eroding away the power of the deserts.
Okay. So we may need to go swamp tromping in the near future. That's fun.
Yeah. Rob said, "Robbie, you idiot. He's talking about Far Cry 6.
Yeah, which is basically just the FARC.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to handle tonight before we jump over to Dane, Gaius, and Rhythm next week?
No, I do want to come up with some things to talk to Muagata about, but I want to mull that over before I make you roleplay that. So I think, like, Vita spends the rest of this time, another day or so, helping out around the house, reminiscing, showing Red places of hilarious destruction that Vita wrought when they were a tiny lizard. And yeah.
We'll say that you leave on Ame the 19th. That gives you 3 days with family and shore up some stuff. And
I bring Herschel down once or twice.
Oh, and I absolutely show them the blanket of fortitude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, the kids go crazy. Yeah. It is a raucous blanket fort for a little minute.
Before you guys, I'll give, and we may honestly have a whole session where everyone's here, but we're finishing up loose ends. Because so next week will be Gaius, Rhythm, and Dane. And I hope that Sarah will be back by then. Otherwise, we may just do an interrupted thing where
like this.
Alias has a job for Barley, basically.
Ooh.
And so the two of them are basically going to have a thing, and I think Robbie said that he was interested in maybe being an NPC that helps out with that, just as a one-off character. But
that's
yeah,
fun.
so but yeah, so that gives us 3 weeks, and then whenever we come back from that, we'll probably just tie up some stuff of, like, how did you all come back together, kind of thing. So, and sharing information, because I know Allie and Rob are watching, but Barley will have to be brought up to speed. Dane will have to be brought up to speed. So anyway, but yeah, think about the Muagata questions, all that shit.
Oh, one more thing before we sign off. Vita has a conversation with their parents about in case any of the other kids start showing signs of being a little bit like Vita. Vita encourages their parents to talk about it. talk about it with the kid, like not sharing the heavy shit until they're maybe a bit older, but like Vita strongly encourages them to not hide the reality of Muangata from the kids because it was extremely lonely, and Vita loves them, but that was a rough thing to go through and to feel so completely alone. So like they just have a little adult child bringing wisdom to their parents moment of just like, hey man, don't do that. That wasn't cool.
I think their response is gut reaction discomfort of like there's a possibility that someone else will be going through this kind of thing, but a patient listening and sort of an understanding of where you're coming from, and I think eventually they hear you. It's still challenging for them, I think, but I think,
sure, like it sounds like there's some community trauma around this person. So
but yeah, I think that points well made.
Yeah, so just Vita is essentially leaving the village of Vey with a great deal of closure and a lot more confidence in their roots, but they're also ready to be like, all right, Vita's big fish in small pond, really bored. Time to go. 3 days are up. It is done with visiting family.
Yeah. 3 days is 3 days too many.
As an aside, my girlfriend and her family kind of have this unspoken but nice hard and fast rule of like, all right, we visit for 3 days. Anything past 3 days is living nightmare hell time, so let's not do it to each other. So they keep family visits to 3 days at the most.
Good.
I think
Also, Rob, fucking make them then.
I'm actually waiting on Sarah to do that because you have to actually draw them.
Hey, Rob, just fucking make them. You can draw.
Why are we so mean to Rob?
Mostly because he hasn't started posting our TikToks yet. Although, admittedly, we should be kinder to him because it is his birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Rob!
Happy birthday, Rob! Love you!
9:55. I think that's the furthest we've taken it.
But we didn't miss it. We didn't miss it.
Oh, we're never going to miss it.
No, we didn't. He doesn't even have to be here. We're still going to wish him happy birthday.
He said it's not my goddamn birthday. I can read it even through the Microsoft censor.
I can hear his voice. Oh, man.
It's not my goddamn birthday.
I'm just a poor boy. I get no
Literally,
sympathy.
that's why we do this to you. Because you get no sympathy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we supposed to treat you different because you can't walk? That's ableist, Rob.
Fuck. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christine's gonna
shit.
distance herself.
Happy birthday, Rob. You got the birthday message.
Nice.
Yay! Oh, we gotta hydrate.
I drank 2 things of ginger ale. I have nothing left.
There. Done.
There's nothing left in my vicinity.
Drink that lava lamp behind you.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Whew.
That's very hot.
That is spicy. I was about to say, how much are we committing to that, buddy?
Anyway, that's it.
All right. Well, stay tuned next week for more fun stuff from a cat, a guy with one arm, and
It's 2
Dane.
now. One's cursed.
So, bye everybody.
Later, nerds!